What you doing, honey?
Exercising, since I'm not getting steps ashore today.
Okay. All right, I'll join you now.
I've got 131 steps up here so far.
Oh, you're almost at gelato. Just another 9,000 something to go.
Well, I have 530 for the day.
All right. We're trying to get our gelato steps, and we're not going on land, so we have no choice but to get them this way.
All right, here we are at anchor in Cefalu.
I forgot the name of this national park, and so I'll add it later, but it's a very tall mountain and a very beautiful mountain chain. And there is a very beautiful boat. You don't have to touch. Questo è il famoso Bayesian, quello che ha avuto problemi con tante persone morte e tutto quanto. È ancora in investigazione. A spring in your step. Yeah. That's for our groceries.
Turn around, let's see what you got on your back. All right. Very nice. Sounds like it's out of gas.
You think?
I don't know.
I hope not. Purtroppo il motore del gommone non sta funzionando. Other than that little mishap, a beautiful night, lovely sunset, and we just sat and watched that gorgeous mountain and took in the glow of the sunset. The next day we head off in the direction of Porticello. Porticello is the town where the Bayesian went down. Unfortunately, it's famous for that, but it's also just a very beautiful little town, frankly, so I understand why they were there. Making our way to Palermo was really scenic. After about this point, you'll see that there's some pretty amazing topography. It's interesting how it can be very green and then suddenly give way to incredible rock formations that have no growth on it at all. Stunning, really. Here's a great example of what I'm talking about. Green, all the way up to incredible rock formations, and then quick caves to explore and some rocky beaches, shoals, really, but there's still access to the water, so you probably saw that there were some beautiful homes along the way. Now as you get closer, it gets more urban, but you can see lots and lots of apartments with a view of the sea. The water in Palermo is, of course, not as clear as it is in the rest of the north coast, but this is a great stop for the airport, of course, but also for supplies at the Palermo marina. The multiple marinas that are right next to the historic center are lovely. We did have the experience of having to wait for a big ferry to come in.
We're coming into Palermo on scheduled stop.
Yeah.
We're stopping to do some cooling of our dinghy where the bottom has a slight leak where the pipe's coming unadhered.
And we're just
from the aluminum bottom.
Yep. And
we're upside down on the dock. We glue it on our way tomorrow. And there's good gelato in Palermo, I know for a fact.
And we're waiting for this This big ship that just passed us.
Give it a narrow chance.
Yeah. Let him go in first, and then we will follow. For industrial port. Okay, the name of the marina is City Mare. Beautiful marina. Beautiful sailboats. And we are right near the center. A very pretty marina. This marina has quite a great facility. It's not cheap, but it's actually, you know what? For €100, it included gas and electricity. This is the general atmosphere at the marina. Really lovely. Lots to do. Here's some more of the atmosphere. A beautiful fountain that apparently is going to be hollow light later. Sono i nostri amici da Palermo. Ciao! E questo è il cibo che hanno ordinato. Che bello! Questo invece è il nostro cibo, però non si può vedere niente. Allora Cory è molto contento. Questi sono i nostri amici, ma più importante degli amici è questo, che è il brioche con tutto con panna e gelato. Che gusto era? Che gusto era?
Di caffè.
Ok. Palermo is both frenetic and amazing. This is the central area of the four corners, where you can see these four beautiful statues. This is Piazza della Vergogna, which from some prudish era was named as such because of the nude statues. This is the convent that makes the best cannoli in all of Sicily. I really try not to have desserts whenever possible for weight maintenance reasons, but this was just unavoidable. It was so amazing. I could have had 6. These are snails, by the way. We are now at the market, the Mercato di Palermo, and that's the most famous market in Palermo. You've probably heard of it. It's very famous for just a lot of activity, people calling at you. All the choices are fresh street food that were just made that morning. We went very early in the morning and witnessed that ourselves. And just really enjoyed all of the, screaming. This guy is just like, bello, 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 and so on. This particular lady made us the best arancini we've ever had. They're all good, but she was literally putting it into fresh oil for us, so as soon as it came out, it was piping hot, and with the mozzarella melting on the inside and the ragu sauce as well, just melt in your mouth experience. It was just really great, and she was so nice. She just wanted us to tell her just how good it was, as soon as we took the first bite. So of course that was easy to accomplish. She was trying to attract a lot of customers, and she does this all day long. Imagine selling your wares like this all day long. And if that's not good enough, you could always take home a little swordfish. That looks very fresh. We did very much enjoy some fresh orange juice. It was really, really, really yummy. I didn't care for any raw squid, but the fried calamari looked good. and so did just about everything else you can imagine. Just scrumptious and a feast for the eyes as well as the tummy, as you can see. This dessert looks pretty good, and I would have had it had I not already had a cannoli that morning. Yummy, yummy, yummy. This guy was making some sort of meat. I didn't get a clear idea of what kind of meat, but it looked pretty good too. Again, not really into raw fish myself, but look at the size of that zucchini. And by the way, it was like €2.
Gelato, it's not just for
Lunch
dessert anymore.
Dessert, yeah.
It's for breakfast. Gelato brioche.
Wow. This is from our roof at our Airbnb. Lovely view up there.
Hello. Check out this
We got
view.
there for the Festa di Santa Rosalia, which is the most important festa of Palermo. So as the day went by, more and more crowds gathered. This is a very famous legend of a woman who was engaged to be married, gave up the marriage, or the engagement rather, to follow the word of God. And the story goes that he gave her hundreds of roses, so you'll see roses for sale throughout the town. This is actually depicting the different stages of her life. So on different buildings throughout Palermo, as she's being paraded through the town, the story is being told through lights and sound as the procession follows her throughout the town. We eventually broke loose of the crowds, went down to the marina just to get a little break from everything. There was a beautiful, beautiful fountain that we really enjoyed, kind of Las Vegas style, but I don't know, a little more Italian, I'll just call it. So we just hung out and waited for Santa Rosalia to make her way down the street. Here she comes with all the crowds that we momentarily escaped from to have our little respite. And there she comes in all her glory to meet the rest of the citizens of Palermo. She was actually being pulled by some young men and women, as you can see there. And there were some great fireworks. We actually didn't really see them. We had pulled away from the port at that point. The next day, there was a great fifth day, actually. We were there on the fourth and the fifth day, so some more music and processions all the way into the night. You could see the confetti on the ground that had occurred after she actually passed by. We then visited the cathedral with a little bit more relaxation because we had visited it very quickly the day before, but this was an opportunity to enjoy it a bit more without the most important day of the festa, which had attracted a lot of crowds. And here you are seeing the beautiful Palazzo dei Normanni. That was just so ornate and lovely to look at. This is an actual, conference room with simultaneous interpretation for very important events of heads of state. This, of course, is the beautiful courtyard that you may have already seen in other photos. There was an exhibit by Elliot Erwitt, who has become my favorite photographer, or one of my favorite photographers. I just loved the way he was able to bring certain people to life, like Marilyn Monroe and Kennedy and others, Castro, and so on. But he also had kind of a playfulness to him. You'll see a couple of photographs where he just has certain depictions that you might not normally think of. Here's one. He captures interesting expressions on people's faces and so on. So I think I'm going to get one of his photographic books when I get back, because I really, really enjoyed that particular exhibit. This is the Teatro Massimo, which was one of the most beautiful theaters I've ever seen. La Scala actually has more capacity, but this opera house is the biggest in Italy, and I believe the second biggest in Europe. The acoustics were phenomenal, and the architecture and design was so ornate, not overly ornate, but just the detail was something that I really, really enjoyed. Apparently the king was by the way, rivaling, their town was rivaling with Palermo. Anyway, great pizza, just a little bit of a break before we went on to the Palazzo Reale, which also had a wonderful exhibit that we enjoyed just as much for different reasons. Palermo really, really has a lot to offer, and don't forget that
Dessert anymore.
Dessert, yeah.
Is for breakfast. A lot of brioche.
Wow.